Hello my fellow homemakers and welcome back to my channel. My name is Madison and I am the reserved wife here on YouTube as well as at TikTok and Instagram. I am so excited for today's video. I'm just going to be doing a little chatty get ready with me Q&A and we'll just kind of talk while I am doing my makeup. I've gotten quite a few comments just over on my TikTok about how I do my makeup, and so I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to kind of show you guys how I do my makeup, but also just kind of talk with you guys so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. So starting out, I don't use a foundation, I just use a concealer. This is the CoverGirl Clean Invisible Concealer, and I'm using the shade Light Pale because I am pale. And I just kind of do this wherever, like, I have blemishes. I have a 1-year-old and she still does not sleep through the night, and so I do get up often throughout the night, so I am tired. I have dark circles under my eyes, so I mainly use the concealer for under my eyes and then also just any red splotches around my face. So the very first question was, do you have any homemaking goals for the year? And I really love, I am going to be using a mirror, by the way, too, because I cannot just do this on my phone. It would look horrible. But anyway, I do have some homemaking goals. I loved this question. So the biggest goal I have is gardening. I had a garden last year, but it kind of failed. And yeah, it wasn't the best. So a goal for this upcoming summer, springtime is definitely a garden. I feel like I don't really have any other homemaking goals. Maybe like kind of venturing out and trying different kinds of bread, maybe. Because I stick to one bread recipe, and it's just this honey wheat bread recipe, and I mainly just stick to that. And so I feel like maybe venturing out and trying some new bread recipes, I feel like would be fun. So if you guys have any recipes you love, drop them in the comments below. The next question is, what are you and your husband's love languages? So my husband and I have different love languages, which I feel like most people do. But my love language is words of affirmation. Sorry, I'm like looking at my phone to kind of blend a little bit. But my love language is words of affirmation, and then my husband's is acts of service, which is great for him since I am a homemaker. I love serving, and so it works out great. I struggle with a lot of anxiety, and so mine's definitely words of affirmation because I need that reassurance, just because I am an anxious person and tend to kind of second guess a lot of things. What's your husband's favorite meal? So this is kind of a hard one because my husband is very easygoing when it comes to food. He will basically eat anything. Like, he loves all kinds of food. He loves trying new foods. So honestly, I'm not sure what his favorite meal is. He does love pasta, like chicken Alfredo or fettuccine Alfredo. He loves that. And then I also make chicken burritos with chicken and corn and black beans, and it has cream cheese in with the sauce, and he really likes that. So my guess would be one of those two. Okay, moving on to my eyebrows. I use, I don't know how you would say this, NYX Professional Makeup Fill and Fluff. I recently just barely got this, and I don't know if you guys can see, but it is my favorite eyebrow product I have ever gotten. So, highly recommend this. And I just want to say, like, I am not a beauty guru. Like, I don't know. I'm not the best person to take makeup advice from, but you guys did ask just how I did my makeup, so I don't know. Let's kind of show you. Next question was, did you always want to be a homemaker? And yes and no. I always knew I wanted it to be a mom, but homemaker, you can be a homemaker without kids. And so I never really thought about that. And so I always felt like I had to have a job until I had kids, because nobody told me that I could be a housewife or a homemaker. And so I really didn't stay home until I got pregnant with my daughter. And then that is when I started staying home. And I figured out that I just have a love for homemaking and like just taking care of my home and taking care of my husband and my family. Like, I just realized I had such a talent for that. Ever since then, I just knew that that's what I wanted to do with my life. I'm gonna hurry and finish my eyebrows off camera because it is so hard to do this and talk at the same time. Okay, I'm back. I did the other eyebrow. They look dark, but I promise once I get the rest of my makeup on, they don't look as intimidating. So the next question is, what would you be doing if you weren't a homemaker? And honestly, I feel like I would have to say anything with children. Before becoming a housewife and like a homemaker and a mom, I was a nanny. I was a full-time nanny. So I would watch them all day, every day. And so I feel like either being a nanny again, or I used to work at a daycare as well. And so honestly, anything with kids and kind of just that homemaker role. Which brings me to my next question, which is advice for those in high school or graduated that want to be homemakers. Do you suggest college? And that is totally up to you. For me personally, I didn't go to college simply because college costs a lot of money, and I didn't want to go into debt for a degree I would never use. You can do so many other things, like so many other jobs that don't require college. But like I said, that is totally up to you. If you feel like you need to go to college or you want to go to college until you can become a homemaker, then please do it. Take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. What worked for me won't necessarily work for you, but personally, I didn't go to college simply because I didn't want to waste that money. And just know your options. Like, there are jobs that don't require you to have a college degree. Okay, moving on to bronzer. I use this L'Oreal Bare Natural All Over Mineral Glow. This is what that looks like. So my mom actually gave this to me and I've been loving it. So highly recommend. I feel like it just adds a little dimension and color to my face. Moving on to the next question is, are there any tasks that are your husband's responsibility? And yes. So I feel like whenever I say I'm a housewife or a homemaker, people like automatically just assume my husband doesn't do anything, which isn't the case. And it's totally different, varying person to person. But what works for us is my husband will clean up dinner when we're done eating, because my daughter is very messy and usually she needs to go straight to the bath. And so while I'm giving my daughter a bath and getting her ready for bed, he kind of picks up dinner, and then he also takes out the garbage, and I feel like that's it. Or if I'm like sick or not feeling good, he kind of picks up on the housework that I may have been missing. I make the weirdest face doing this, you guys, but it's like you're a fish. Like, I feel like I look so dumb. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I really love this bronzer, and I feel like it's more natural than other bronzers I have seen. Moving on to eyeshadow. I do not do eyeshadow every single day. I usually just do mascara, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to be doing some eyeshadow. How do you occupy your babe while cooking and cleaning? This is such a great question, and it's a question I get asked often, and it's really not some profound answer. My daughter is just really good at playing by herself, which sounds so mean, but it is so important that children know how to entertain themselves. And so when I'm cooking and cleaning, my daughter is really just kind of doing her own thing. We have all of her toys in our entertainment center that is easily accessible to her. So I'll just put her in front of our entertainment center in our family room, and she'll just get her toys out by herself and kind of just play along while I am cooking. Mainly when I'm cooking. If I'm cleaning and like needing to sweep and vacuum, and all of that stuff, I will usually put her in her playpen, which you guys can kind of see is right behind me, and I will let her either watch her favorite TV show, which is Cocomelon, while I hurry and vacuum or mop. And she also has toys in her playpen too that she just plays with until I am done vacuuming and mopping. So a lot of it is just letting her play by herself. I don't feel the need to entertain her. She does a very good job of doing that herself. And of course, like, once I'm done with my daily chores, like, I play with her. And so many people over on my TikTok are like, I could never just ignore my daughter all day and clean. And I'm like, that's not really what it is though. Like, it's important for kids to know how to entertain themselves and have that sense of being an individual. And I don't think it would be healthy for me to, this is me personally, I'm not knocking if you do this, but I just don't think it would be healthy for my daughter to have me entertaining her 24/7, because then I feel like she wouldn't have any of the skills in order to entertain herself. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just kind of what works best for us. I just let her do her thing while I do my thing, and then once I am done, it is family time. I play with her the rest of the day and we have fun. This is the Violet Voss Pro eyeshadows palette, by the way. Highly recommend. All my makeup I absolutely love, and so, but I will say these eyeshadows are very pigmented for a very good price, and I really, really like that. I'll leave all the makeup I use linked in the description box below. So the mascara I use, I always get comments from you guys about my eyelashes and what mascara I use. I use the Lash Sensational mascara by Maybelline. This is what it looks like. I really like it. I've been using it for years now. It's a good mascara. Anyway, moving on to the next question is, how did you find out you were pregnant? So it's kind of funny because I really didn't know I was pregnant. So my friend and I, my best friend, she's actually pregnant with her baby boy right now. She's 39 weeks and due any day, but we were both trying to conceive at the same time. We didn't plan it, just happened to be trying for a baby at the same time. But she wanted to take a pregnancy test, and she called me and was saying, I'm so scared to take a pregnancy test. You should take a test with me. And I was just kind of like, okay, like, I didn't really feel pregnant. Looking back, I definitely had symptoms. Like, I was falling asleep at work, and like I was exhausted. That was my biggest symptom, was I was just so tired. I couldn't even keep my eyes open. Like, it's insane. But that was my main symptom, was being tired, but I didn't really realize it as being pregnant because at the time I was taking extra shifts at work. And so I thought I was just tired from working. But I agreed to take a test with her. And so I had one test left over from the previous month, which was obviously negative. But I had a test over from the previous month. And so I told her that I would take a test with her. And so we hung up and she went to take her test and I took the one that I had, and I waited probably 30 seconds and there wasn't a line in the first like minute, because I know you're supposed to like wait 3 minutes and like don't look at it until the 3 minutes are up, but I didn't do that. I always just stared at it. Tell me if you guys are like that too, because I would just stare at it until something or nothing appeared. But so at first I was like, oh, it's negative, like, of course. But then like 30 seconds after I said that to myself, I saw the line. And so I freaked out because I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I didn't even like, I don't know, like I wasn't even going to take a test for like a few more days. I really wasn't like feeling pregnant. Obviously I was, but I thought that was just me working longer hours. But it honestly was such a shock. And we had been trying for a year for my daughter. And so obviously I was just very excited. I immediately started crying, and I immediately said a prayer too. I was like, please, Heavenly Father, let this baby stick. Because, I mean, not to get all like like emotional. I don't want to get emotional, but I had a miscarriage previously, about a few months before I got this positive test. And so those of you who have struggled with that probably understand, but I was very nervous. After losing the first pregnancy, which I was very, very early on, like I was very early on. I had taken a test and it was positive, and then like a few days later ended up miscarrying. And so I know a lot of women have it a lot harder than I did, but it was still a very scary time. Those first 12 weeks, I feel like for any pregnancy is just really hard. So I immediately said a prayer, like, please let this baby be healthy. And she was, thank goodness. And so I called my friend and we both cried, and that's how I found out I was pregnant. It was a very emotional, happy time. And honestly, it was just so surreal. Like, looking back at it, it's just like, it's so crazy, so surreal. But that is how I found out I was pregnant. So the next question is, do you have a monthly budget? Yes and no. I feel like I'm not the best at budgeting. That's another homemaking goal, going back to the first question, that I want to improve in, because I'm not the best when it comes to budgeting, but I do budget one thing really well, and that's groceries. So we do $100 per person per month. So for our family, we have me, my husband, and my daughter. So that is 3 people in our family. So we do $300 a month for groceries, which is $75 a week, I believe. And that's one budget that I stick to. Like I said, I'm not the best at budgeting. I could definitely be better at that. So if any of you guys have budgeting tips, please leave them in the comments below, because your girl needs help. Groceries is the one where I'm like, I feel pretty good about how I budget. Okay, the next question is, do you have any goals? So this one's a little different from the homemaking goals. I feel like these are just goals in general, and yes, I do. I've been trying to take my dog on a walk every single day, at least every other day, to get her a little more exercise, and that's been going really good. It's hard because where I live I feel like we have like every season all in one day. Like, it could be sunny in the morning and like snowing by the afternoon. It's hard right now to kind of take her on walks, simply because sometimes it's freezing and I don't want to take my daughter out in the freezing cold. So it's been a little sporadic, but once it gets warmer, I want to be better at taking her on a walk every single day. And then also a big goal that I have for myself is posture. I have awful posture. Ever since I was pregnant and I had that big belly, I would kind of just like hunch over, and I haven't been able to break that habit, and it drives me insane. And I don't know, I have awful posture. So if you guys have tips about posture too, please let me know, because I feel like I'll notice it and I'll fix it, but then throughout the day, I just go back to being hunched over, and it's not great for my back. It makes my back hurt, and overall not great. So those are a few goals that I have for myself. And then the last question is, did you sleep train your baby girl? Yes and no. I mean, it's hard because oh, that was a lot of lip gloss. We still get up with her in the nights if she needs like water, or like, you know, if she has a dirty diaper, we'll get up with her. But there are a lot of times where she like fake cries, and I can distinguish her fake cry from her real cry. And so whenever she fake cries, I just kind of let her do her thing, and it's usually like 10 minutes before she's like tired and passed out and asleep. And so, I mean, yes, in the aspect of I don't let her just like boss me around, and I don't go pick her up every single time she makes a noise. But no, in the aspect of I don't necessarily stick to a sleep training plan, if that makes sense. I just kind of do what works best for my daughter and what works best for us. This lip gloss is by Bath and Body Works, I believe, and it's called Mentha Shimmer Tint, 100% natural mint. It does have a very minty taste to it, and this is what that looks like. So this is usually what I do for my makeup, like 90% of the time. Like I said, I don't wear eyeshadow all the time. I usually just do mascara, but for the sake of this video, I added a little eyeshadow for you guys. And then I am doing a lot of chores today. I have so much laundry I need to do and some organizing I need to do. So much organizing, you guys. Spring cleaning is in full blast over here. I need to reorganize so many things, especially in my kitchen. So I'm not going to be really doing my hair. This is my look for the day. I'm just going to be putting it back in a little slicked messy bun. I am going to fix this off camera though. You guys can see I have a little flyaways that I need to fix, but I will do that off camera. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope these questions gave you a little bit of an insight into my life and just kind of letting you guys get to know me a little bit better. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps our community grow. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for the love on my last few videos. I appreciate it so much. I couldn't do this without you guys, and I am so glad you guys have been enjoying my content as much as I have been making it for you. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in next week's video.